Stocks start out lower again this morning with poor early price action from Micron and Walgreens weighing on the NASDAQ and on the S&P, but we quickly turn around. As I speak to you right now, I've got the Russell up about 1/3%, the NASDAQ up about 1/4%. The S&P is just above the flat line, and the Dow is just below the flat line. Consumer confidence in the EU was stronger than expected, but economic sentiment and industrial sentiment disappointed. This was all June data, by the way. The average weekly earnings year over year in Canada came in lower than last month, and last month was revised lower. Durable goods orders in the U.S. surprised slightly, but last month was revised lower. GDP in the U.S. was left unrevised. That's the final estimate, but core quarter-over-quarter prices were revised higher to plus 3.7%, and the headline price quarter-over-quarter was revised higher to plus 3.4%, while durable goods ex transports came in slightly lower at down 0.1%. Initial jobless claims, however, better than expected, only 233,000 versus an expectation of 236,000, but last week was revised worse to 229,000. None of this is anywhere near recessionary jobless claims levels. Yields, on the other hand, down slightly everywhere except the 2-year note yield, which is up 1 basis point at 472. Tonight we have the first presidential debate. All Wall Street wants is a drama-free presidential debate. Seems to be set up for that. The way that the rules are different than any other debate we've ever had. We'll see. They're going to be watching sort of a presidential carry between the two clients. Who's carrying themselves more presidentially? Not likely to affect markets. PCE report tomorrow, however. We all know that's the Fed's preferred measure of prices, so that is likely to affect markets if it surprises. All metrics are expected to fall ever so slightly, about 1% across the board on that drop. Looking ahead to earnings today, the market will be watching Nike's report after the close. Tomorrow before the open, nothing to speak of. Data tonight, Japanese unemployment rate and industrial production figures for May. This afternoon, we get an auction of 44 billion 7-year notes here in the U.S. Tomorrow, German retail sales and employment data. Final Q1 UK and Canadian preliminary May GDP figures, then the May PCE price data in the U.S. that I mentioned, along with Michigan consumer sentiment final and speeches by Richmond Fed President Thomas Barkin and Fed Governor Michelle Bowman.